Mama, he did it.
Yeah. I'm your boy J Leg, and I'm here to stay. I say I got my little sis J Sika. She in the building, you know. She got the purple throw on, yeah, and she
This is a shirt.
and she cool. I thought it was a throw. I'ma keep going. I don't even know. Emerald on her neck. That's her birthstone. What you know about that? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another special rendition of Zip Mama Zip He Did It Zip podcast. I'm your boy Jay Leg, and she is
your girl Jess, aka R. Lee. That's my middle name. Don't call me that because you don't know me.
You don't know her. What's going on, everybody? Man, thank y'all for tuning in to another special rendition of the MamaHeDidIt podcast. This is your very first ultra first time tuning into the show. Make sure you do everything down below in the ticker, like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you leave us 5 stars on all streaming platforms. You can access us wherever you get your dang gone podcasts. We everywhere. We out here in the streets, not easy. But anyway, Jessica, how you doing today?
It's been a long 8 hours. That's all I can say. A little bit more than 8 hours now. We're going on 12 maybe. But how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I can't complain too much. You know, out here living life, trying to eat right, trying to get healthy and such, and things like such and stuff like such. Girl, get down from there. Bad soup.
He was referring to a dog.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I had to parent. Anyway, guys, man, I've been doing pretty good. Just got done working out. Feeling a little bit sore in my feet area.
I did a good workout yesterday.
Huh?
Did a good workout yesterday.
I did a 2-piece today. I ain't gonna hold you.
Negative.
What'd you say?
Negative.
No bueno. Anyway, man, I've been all right, man. Anyway, guys, we got a good episode in store for y'all today. I'm gonna let Jessica introduce these topics. I'm gonna let her run the show on these guys.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna play Passenger Princess today.
Oh, okay. So today I'm posing 2 questions.
Read.
The first being, let me do the Elliot thing. Are you going to do the right thing? Oh, I typed that so wrong. Are you going to do the right thing when no one's watching?
Jeez.
Or are you going to do right when no one's watching? I guess that's how I meant to write it.
You know, we call that in the South, buddy. We call that thing of character. What's your character like? What are you? Who are you? You know? I think I'm gonna do the right thing when nobody's watching. Do I stumble and fall sometimes? Everybody do.
Yeah,
but I feel like I try. I feel like I try. So let's speak in what regards, though. What regards are we talking about? Work? We talking about school? We talking about what are we talking about?
I think we're talking about in life in general, but I can't tell the reason behind how this topic came about.
Go ahead. Give us some backstory.
I was, as of right now, I had to clock in and clock out of work, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was leaving the nursing home, about to leave a nursing home rather, and it was 4:46. Now I had 2 options, right? I could keep the clock rolling. Well, I had 3 options. I could keep the clock rolling, go to a different office and still be at work and then clock out at 5, or I could go home and just clock out then because they were both 30 minutes apart. Well, it was 30 and 20. So like if I was to drive to work, I was going to have 10 minutes till 5 anyway. And it was like, I'm not going to do nothing in 10 minutes, no way. Or I could just go home and be home a little bit earlier. Or I could not clock out at all and still go home. And then just clock out when I got home.
Yeah, that's
wild. I was like, yeah, it is wild. So, but this was not what I was thinking. What I was thinking was, I was like, oh, dang, it's 4:46. I could let that clock rise to 4:50, get a little even zero on the internet, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, I had started to put the thing in reverse, and I was like, man, that's not right. I was like, I get it. All right, it's gonna be at some point. I'm gonna be working through lunch. I'm at to stay late. Like, I'm gonna get it at some point. I might as well get it honestly. So I was like, all right, let me just go. I knew I was gonna go home. So I was like, I'm just going ahead and clock out. So that's kind of how the question got.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I apologize.
That's how the question got picked up, I guess you could say, or brought up because of that scenario. Like, dang, so you did the right thing when nobody was watching, because who would have known, really? Like, it's just like, I mean, it's the what they call it? They call it the integrity or the honesty system, like
Yeah.
how like at national parks, like paying and stuff to get in, like
Ooh.
the what do they call it though?
Honor system.
The honor system, yeah. So it's just like when you clock in and clock out, if you had the ability to do it mobily or wherever you at, like you really got the honor system. So I was like, I'm gonna be a woman of honor, and I clocked out, and I was proud of myself. I was like, I know eventually I'm gonna have more anyway, so there's no need. I'd rather not cheat for 1 or 2 pennies when I can get 1K or more legit. Like I'd rather just get it legit, basically.
For sure. I'm proud of you too for making the right decision and not leaving work early and still in time.
Oh yeah, I left work early. I just ain't take the time. I like that.
I think everybody's guilty of stealing time in one way or another, whether you at work not working or you there.
I'm
You leave
present.
early.
I'm available for work, so I
Yeah,
won't
yeah,
say
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
stealing time.
That's not stealing. That's just riding the clock, I guess.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. I don't know. I think mm, I've been out. I've been going. I done went crazy before from not paying stuff when I should have paid stuff. Not necessarily stealing, but well, not necessarily stealing, but you know. So like I know I used to go fishing. Well, hey, yeah, I used to go fishing, and they got the little box up there, and they want you to pay, and I'm like, bro, fish bite better when they free. I'll pay if I catch some, which I still feel very strongly about. But the right thing to do is pay before you go in there, versus paying based off how many fish you caught. Mm-hmm. I don't know nothing else. Like I don't really be doing nothing for real. Like nothing to that. Nothing like what you talking about. We doing.
That is mine extreme.
Well, ain't extreme. I just can't think of nothing where I'm like I don't do right.
Well, I mean, you
my
can
dad.
take it as far as like how about even when someone's watching, are you doing the right thing? Because like if we take it to the aspect of my thoughts, am I doing the right thing when no one's watching or when people are around? I mean, it really don't matter if it's your thoughts, right? So, like, are you still doing the right thing? Like, somebody say something to you reckless, you might not curse them out loud, but you're going federal in your brain. Like, are you still doing the right thing?
I'm really doing that for real. Like I'm really literally
Well,
trying
I'm
to
not
figure.
saying you exactly, but I'm just saying, like, for example purposes, like in instances like that, like you're like, I don't really do too much, but like, what are your thoughts? What are your intentions? Like, how are your intentions? Because I mean, when we're looking at right and wrong, it's the outward showing of wrong and also the inward showing of wrong. Because if we think about it, what's all like the power of the tongue? The death is in the power of the tongue, and then how your inner thoughts are also can lead you to sin. So it's like, my outward appearance don't look that bad, but I look trash on the inside.
I was thinking about that with my truck. Like that joint is dirt. It was clean when I came up here Sunday, and it rained hard as crap last night.
It definitely is. It's supposed to rain again tonight, I think.
Bruh, my junk's so dirty. And I'm just like, bro, I just took good, hard-earned money and washed this darn truck. And now this joint is dirty again, but the inside looks great. I feel like
I need to do the inside and outside of my car. Like last night before that
mine's
rain,
just well overdue. I ain't gonna hold you.
I should have went outside and put a little Dawn on that mud streak I got on the side of my car, so it would have washed it off.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes like when you talk about integrity, I feel like integrity can go a couple ways. One way is when you're like you say your actions. I feel like integrity can also go towards like I almost can tie integrity and discipline in the same category. Like I know that's kind of weird stance on it, but like sometimes I know it's a lot easier for me to eat healthy at work versus when I'm at home by myself.
Very much so.
It's just easier. Like I mean, you ain't got
I don't
nobody
know. I do
watching
that in
your
front of
plate.
people too.
Well, I will, but I'm just saying, like when everybody know I'm trying to lose weight, I'm like, oh, I'm eating these salads up here. But when I go home, burgers and fries.
Right. I ate a burger yesterday, but it was
You
a
want a
90.
burger?
It was a 90% lean with keto bun burger. Okay.
That must sound
Listen.
dry.
Nah, it wasn't dry. It was busted for real. Had a little
Yeah,
Velveeta, light mayo, turkey bacon. We in the
that must sound dry. Cough drop. I feel like
you know
it.
cooking class, man. Yours is cooking that.
Yeah, I feel like, but I feel like my integrity like gets better when I can do it at home. Well, do right, even when it's something like simple as a diet. Like do right at home and do right in front of people. Because you'd be
Yeah.
like, bro, I be feeling so good when I do right both places versus when you just let me slide by, make it.
Yeah.
Let me
Like, you
slide
know how
by.
they say you sometimes you your own worst enemy?
Oh,
Like when it comes to doing right, you are your own worst enemy. Like, yes,
for sure.
I know people can influence you, you can have a bad influence system, but ultimately the choice is still yours. And
Choice is
like
yours.
I feel
Something
like
that
it's
today.
to a certain point, to a certain extent, we all have that voice that's like, I don't know about that. Now, at a certain
For sure.
point, that voice just stop caring because you obviously gonna do wrong. But um, to an extent, you get that. Let's think about this. Like, are you sure about that? And just as much as you got that voice, you got the one like, come on,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead, eat that cookie. Like,
Eat that cookie.
it's just tell you like, you want it,
For
you know.
sure.
And then the good one's like, but what about the goal? I thought we was
Oh
trying
yeah,
to
yeah. It's like
lose
the
2 pounds,
conscience, the
So
devil.
your conscience for sure
I'm gonna tell you what got me
is
the other
leading
day.
you in some way. But I think your influences impact your conscience. Because like if you absorbing all things wrong, then in retrospect, your good conscience may tell you, eat all them cookies, because that's what it's been taught to do that. You have
Yeah,
to like consciences are almost taught in a way, like how you grow up, the things you're around, the environment. Like it's so many like disorders and like clinical diagnosis, diseases that aside from genetic, there's a whole category of like environmental factors. And that means the things that you're around do impact how you proceed in life, whether that's mentally or physically.
yeah. I mean, I know for a fact, like I wasn't thinking about a Neria oatmeal cream pie until I went home to visit my mom and dad. And guess what I did?
I still got some in my cabinet.
On the way back up here, I got me two oatmeal cream pies. I
You
love them.
must
They
have
pretty
got
much
the
good.
individual ones at the gas station or something.
Well, kind of.
I mean, it's either yes or no. I
I
don't know.
mean, they were individual, but they were double dickers.
Oh, so you ain't four.
They were double decker. Oh man, whoever made that
Double
idea was
decker
just a
is
fat
crazy.
idea,
I mean, it's
huh?
just like double stuffed Oreos, like the regular stuff in one enough.
Have you seen one of them double decker
I
oatmeal
do be
pies?
getting double stuffed family size though.
Have you seen one of them double decker oatmeal cream pies?
Oh, that's just too much cream for
Bro, them
me.
joints like this thick, bro.
It
They are
started
so
turning
good.
into like McDonald's biscuits, bread to meat ratio off.
They so good though. I love them so much. But nah, man, it's just to me, it's like you just gotta find your purpose. Like, what's your purpose? What's your point? What's the objective? Like, what's the goal? And if you can understand the goal in front of people and away from people, you'll be okay. Like if stealing time is your issue, the goal is to keep a job.
Yeah.
If you
Just for
understand
reference, that is not an issue for me, folks. Continue with your example.
oh yeah. I'm not saying it's your issue. But something like that, because it's always shortcuts, and I feel like the devil always gonna present opportunities for you to get an advantage on somebody, but it's gonna be in a non-legit way or evil way, and it's always gonna be an opportunity there to short somebody or do something that's not right. And I feel like that's part of his whole motto is to hold on, Pacha. I feel like part of his whole motto is to uh deceive, to tempt. That's him basically. So like he gonna do everything he can do to sway you to do one thing that may or may not be right, and most likely it ain't gonna be right. Cause he gonna present it to you and just be like, hey, you want to try this? I got these over here.
Yeah, like, but what if we do it this way?
For sure.
Like you don't have to do that,
Yeah.
Like I know you said it, but you don't have to. It's just changing that one word, like with Eve in the garden. Like, surely you will not die.
Mm-hmm.
All he said was not. He just added not to it.
Yeah, that's just part of the game, and like and like I've been saying this a lot lately. But once you understand the game, you know how to beat them. You know how to play the game. Like if you don't understand the game, it's gonna be hard for you to even compete. But if you understand what the adversary is doing, or your competition, or the ultimate tempter is doing, you know how to play the game. Like you can combat what he's doing. Not saying you won't have shortcomings, but in the grand scheme, you'll know how to move for sure. Yeah. And it's powerful, man. I mean, it's been times where you could. I'm gonna tell you when they got. Well, I'm not gonna say that. But opportunities that arise, like I know people sometimes, like you'll see people like, man, I got these from work. They made like 1,000 tablets or something like this. Like, bro, like granted that's your job, and granted they are free for you at work, but you can't take this home. Yeah, like man, I got a bunch of earplugs at home. All right, bro. Like what's like you stealing all the earplugs? Like what's the point? Are you stealing all the gloves?
Yeah,
like
it's not even no benefit.
Right.
Like you just doing it because you can. Like you're not supposed to, but you have the ability to do it if you wanted to.
Yeah,
but
it's always something there for you that don't make it right. So, I mean, I feel like one thing we got to learn how to do is to understand in the time of temptedness or in the time of temptation. I know during the time of temptation, like we just got to understand that we are being tempted, right? I feel like sometimes it's hard to say like, oh, I was just tempted just then. You be like, oh, cool. And you just go to it, instead of just actually thinking. Because it's always like an out of conscience, like an out of body experience when you're really being tempted about something. And you just be like, ooh, do this.
Yeah.
It may not be the right move.
I think the best thing, like you said, like one, you got to understand how it's going to happen as far as like, the ways in which you'll be tempted. But also like being prepared in the sense of don't act like it never ain't coming. Like, they say you either in the valley, going through the valley, or you out the valley, right?
You headed to it,
or you headed to it. You in it, or you out of it for a moment. But there's plenty of valleys to come, right? So like to get out of a valley and then think you're gonna be in the green for forever is like now you just making yourself ill prepared for the next valley you headed toward.
He's the lily of the valley, the bright. He's the fairest of 10,000 dew.
So being prepared for sure is like it's not. I think the most important part is not allowing yourself to be blindsided or surprised by it. Like you should honestly expect it.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, most times it catches us slipping. Oh, dang, it's the same.
I didn't realize what's gonna happen.
But a lot of times it's presented in so many different ways, like ways you ain't never seen before, so you may not actually know how to handle it. And so that's where I feel like it gets confusing. Like for instance, yours was, hey, let me steal these 30 minutes. Or for somebody else, it may be, I see $100 bill on the ground, fall out this dude's pocket. But
am I gonna tell him?
But I'm
broke. Or is it? It's so crazy to me.
I'm hungry.
Like, that was God's blessing to me. No, it wasn't. That
All right,
was a
yeah, that's fine.
temptation. Like, stop the
Calling
cap.
that a blessing is fine.
Now, it's one thing to call it a blessing if you genuinely and truly didn't see nobody drop their money.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
really
yeah,
came
yeah,
up on
yeah,
it, like,
for sure.
okay, like it ain't nobody to give to collect it because you saw it happen. But if you literally saw $100 bill drop out of somebody's pocket and you said, "Ooh, that's my blessing," no,
It was like, God's got a blessing. God's got a
this
blessing.
is not how that
Put my
works.
foot on it. Put my foot on it.
You know what that reminds me of though? So like when I was in one of my binge sessions of watching Being Mary Jane, I'm over it now. But it was so crazy, right? So Mary Jane, the main character, got into an accident in one of the episodes. And the lady who she got into an accident with, she literally came in the like Mary Jane was bruised up face. This lady only had an arm issue or whatever. Mary Jane came in there because she felt bad, right? She had a little bit of alcohol in her system because she was coming from somewhere else. But the reason she really crashed was because she saw something. She saw an alert on her phone and it startled her and she ran through a light. But she came in the room, Mary Jane, feeling so bad about the accident. She was like, "I'm so sorry, da 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 da." And she wrote a letter because she realized the lady didn't have insurance because she was like they was carrying Mary Jane in a wheelchair, and that lady was still on the stretcher in the hallway, and they was like, "She still ain't got no insurance." Da, da, da. So like they was not trying to take care of her. So after kindness of Mary Jane heart, she went in there and was like, "I'm so sorry that this happened, Mary Jane," or whatever, and she gave her a check, right? Wrong on her part. She shouldn't have did that because this make it look like she confessed that it's her fault and stuff. This lady then takes that check to pay for some of the hospital bills to get some help. And then she calls Mary Jane her blessing and decides to blackmail her for more money. And she was like, "You my blessing. You my blessing." Like she keeps saying it. And like she literally got out of so much money. Like,
Bro,
and then finally Mary Jane got her arrested. But it was just like people literally would call somebody their blessing, but you really using them people. Like,
yeah.
what are you talking about?
You really out of pocket.
Yeah, like you can't just call someone a blessing because you want to take advantage of something.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like part of understanding what a blessing is understanding the source of it. Like, for instance, like just because, it might have been a blessing for her to give her that check, but to exploit the blessing is crazy.
Exploiting she really exploited her. She got paid off from her company too, and then still went personally to Mary Jane to blackmail her.
Yeah, that's out of pocket. She need her butt whooped. I wish Mary Jane would run down on that water.
She eventually got in jail.
Okay. Well, that was good. I'm gonna tell you one thing I noticed. I noticed that I feel like when you're struggling and you tempted by something and you stay integral, I feel like God has a blessing for you. And I feel like sometimes when you don't do right, you could be blocking better blessings. That's where I feel. I feel just like that. What do you think, Jessica?
I knew you was gonna do that.
What you think, Sister Jess?
But I guess I have to go back to the original scenario why the first question came up. So like I went ahead and clocked out great integrity, right? In this
Great
moment.
integrity.
And I was like,
employee you need.
And I feel like the temptation came mostly because it's the first real job. This is my first time getting paid. Like it's the first
A couple extra pennies,
right? I'm like, bro, I need them extra going.
I need those.
I feel like that's why the temptation came. So then I asked myself, am I doing the right thing when no one's watching? I decided to do the right thing, clocked out appropriately, and took my butt home happily. All right, so yes, I did the right thing. But in that moment, the thing that pushed me towards doing the right thing was knowing what I needed in the future or what was coming up in the future. And I didn't want to block certain blessings because for those of you who do or do not know, I got a bunch of tests coming up. Mm-hmm. And I was like, and these tests come with a price, like an increased price on the
get money on. Get out your feelings, get a bag.
So I was like, am I really gonna cheat for 30 cents? Like, because I don't know why, but I always do I
sense.
always do these scenarios in my head where, like, if I do that, like, say, if I do this, what if I fail? And then I'm gonna blame myself, like, you cheated, and now you blocked this blessing. And so like that was like, bro, I don't need worth 30 cents, dog. You can give it to the Lord. Okay, that's the way I was feeling. I was like, clock out with the quickness. Okay. And so I know I guess I just feel like it's so many times where I've done the right thing in times of like money and like giving, like if for instance, like giving in church and stuff like that, even when I know I didn't have, but I had already set aside. I'm like, dang, I'm broke. I kind of need to take a little back. You know, like
let me grab you about that plate real quick.
Yeah, I'm like, I was supposed to give 40 this week, but I'm gonna just go ahead and get in 20 because I'm really low on funds. You know,
funds is low.
But I knew I had all my necessities. You know, like it always say, God is gonna provide you with the things that you need. So I was like, I already have. So in those moments, I'm like, I already have the things I need. So let me give this 40 like I already planned to get to Christ. Ooh. So I do that, and then I find 80. Or I look up on 80, somebody give me $80. Like I didn't block my blessings because I gave to him
what was already his. Amen. Amen.
That was what I was going to say, but that is a true statement right there.
Well, I know the truth. I got a testimony behind that right yonder.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I like, for the longest, I was like, I'm always giving. I'm like, I feel good giving $20. Like, but I was making way. Well, I'll drop 300 on some shoes. But I felt good. Like, I felt like anything over the 20, I wasn't giving from the heart. And I felt like low key, that was the best mindset to do. Like, if I didn't feel it, don't do it. But then I realized, I was like, bro, like once I start, like, I don't know. I guess I don't know what switched, but something switched. And just reading about whatever. Like, I was just like, bro, you got so much. What's an extra $60? Like, what's 100? Like, it's people out there that can't even do that. And so it's like I'm sitting up here like being all tight fist. And what I noticed was, and this is true testimony. Now listen to me close. Mm-hmm. Like one thing I noticed was like when I was penny pinching Jesus, when I was penny pinching the Lord, and not giving with my full heart. And just and without seeking him for real, like the money it did feel like the money wasn't coming in. I ain't gonna hold you. But now, shoot, I'm giving, and it filled my pocket up so fast. I be like, thank you, Jesus. Ooh, yeah, Jesus.
Yeah.
And I think like great.
I think like the biggest thing is like it says, you know, God loves a cheerful giver, but it also tells us to give as you prosper.
Give so like prosper. He knows you shortcutting.
Yeah, like it's like, yes, I'm here, but like I'm giving here to him. So it's just like it's a ratio situation.
I'm gonna tell you when I knew I had a problem.
Be from the heart, but your heart needs to match.
I'm gonna tell you when I knew I had a problem. So it was one Sunday. I think I put like 10 in the plate. Now, granted, this amount I'm not arguing amount. Yeah. I'm just saying for what I prosper. And how I was getting it, it wasn't. It was right. It wasn't up to what I should have been doing. I'm not saying you or whoever. I'm just saying me. But I had put like $10 in the plate, whatever. Or sometimes just nothing because I ain't had no cash. And I was like, I ain't got no cash. I can't do nothing. But
and so cash apps, they got everything at the church. Yeah.
Sure. But this one I really had a problem. I would do that and then turn around and me and Kylie go out to eat, and it's easily $65, easily.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and I was doing that with not even thinking about it. You're like, oh yeah, we got it. And I was like, I was just at church hollering, I ain't got nothing but a $5. Something's wrong with this picture. And so, like when I went back to the drawing board and I started reading, and I got a better understanding of what I should prosper, how I prosper, what I should be giving. And giving truthfully out of like, because sometimes I'll be having my wallet open. I'll be like, you can give one more. You can give another 20. You get it, just grab it. It ain't gonna hurt you, and just put it in. Like, and that's really where I'm giving. Like, I can do it. Like, it's a little sacrifice, but I can do it. And I feel like by me doing it, I'm not blocking blessings. I really and truly have seen the increase off of me giving, which is weird. It don't make sense. But off of me giving money away or giving me away or giving parts of me away, I have seen increase, which don't make
Yeah.
sense to me. And as a result, I'm just grateful. And I feel like you have to understand that the world is a big world and it don't revolve around you. That being said, when it comes to being a Christian or shoot, just flat out being a good human, I mean, you got to realize that there's a whole lot more situations going on, and God, sometimes He needs you or that extra $20 you got to bless somebody else to be able to just to live a inkling of, or just give them a bare necessity, like it, like what you could be given, and it's like, bro, you could be giving something, and somebody out there wishing they could give it though, and you can and you ain't, and so I feel like I had that realization, and ever since then, and this ain't been long ago, it's been like a year, if that long, and so it was like I was like, bro, like, and then what was happening, I kid you not, Jessica, like, it seemed like stuff will go wrong and it's all of a sudden fixed really quickly, or something that happened and it wouldn't be bad as I thought it was, or I'm out of money, then boom, I got a bunch of them. It's like it was just so quick. It was like in a blink of an eye. And as a result, I'm just like, bro, I'm just grateful. Like I had like, and that's why I don't be worrying about nothing. Like sometimes, like, well, what we gonna do? I don't care. Like it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, like we gonna figure it out.
It's gonna be okay. I ain't even gotta figure it out. God already got it figured out. I'm just running the race, just doing my best. So I feel like you can block your blessings by blocking your blessings to others. I feel like that's the core principle. Give as to others as you want to be done, or do it to others as you want to be done to you. Same thing as giving. Give unto others as you will want to be given to. Because God gives. We always asking God for stuff. We don't want to give nothing to nobody else, or give back to Him in the first place. And I feel like that's where you blocking blessings.
Okay. And I have 2 points. I have one story and 1 point. So like, I feel like I might have told this story on here before, but I feel like it's still gonna hit even better right now. So like, when I was in Houston, I had decided like I'm gonna give 200, to the church before I leave. Like that's the set number I want to give before I leave, and I'm a budget to make sure I can save 20 here, 20 there until I have the whole 200. 2 weeks before I leave, like the people, like you have, different sectors of work, different works in the church and stuff. So like the area I was helping work with, like they was like, "Oh, is next week your last week?" I was like, "Yeah, in 2 weeks, it's my last week." Whatever. So, "Oh, okay." Me, I ain't thinking of nothing. I've been working with them for like a year and a half at this point. They just want to know, this family right now. So then the next week, the week of the Sunday of, I had to leave that Wednesday. That Sunday of, I go to church per usual. I give my 200. I'm like, I feel good, like I did what I said I was gonna do. I gave like I wanted to. Good deal, good transition or whatever. Then that Wednesday or sometime during that week, like it was an event and I was still working, I still didn't have to leave to the end of the week. And then they was like, "Jessica, come in the kitchen or whatever." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then they was like giving a little spiel, I was like, "Oh, thank you, so sweet, so cute," And then I was like, "Here you go." And I was like, I mean, they handed me a card. I was like, "Oh, thank you so much." I thought it was just like, people write a nice little card, write their names in, and cell phone number. I'm like, cool. I don't even bother to open that junk. I keep working. I get home. I was like, let me go ahead and open the card, read and see what it's talking about. I open that card. $200 in them.
Wow. That is
a little bit more over 200 actually. I mean, it was just like from everybody that I worked with, like putting money in, like all of them knew I was a grad student. I had been there, so they knew like I wasn't getting paid. Like they knew I didn't have a job, but for them to all come together while me not being around to try and get some stuff done. Like literally they did all this while I was working. Like I was outside fixing tables and doing stuff. They did all that while I was out there working, and I came in.
Cash.
Dang,
that's what's up.
Like they all just put in the pot to give me a little token before I left.
That's wild. And see, and that's the thing. It's like you really don't know how life works. Like, and not just saying you, but like we don't really know because it's so many moving parts to life. Just think about it. we talking about, and we ain't gonna turn this to church, but if it go there, it go there. Amen.
Hey, the Lord is always near.
Listen, when we talk about the world, and I would just say your intermediate circle, right? Your family, your friends, your loved ones, your people at church, your people at work. Just think about how much stuff each and every person has to do when they get off work, right? Think about how much stuff each and every person has to do on the weekend. Think about how much stuff each and every person has to take care of, like a child or a parent or siblings. And somehow, all in all, we all get what we need. And let alone, we talking about the state, we talking about the region, the country, and the world. That is wild to think about. And but we always trying to figure out what to do. Like, have you ever noticed? Like, and I'm gonna be honest, y'all can get mad with me. We ain't got enough followers on here for me to get counsel, so I'm gonna say it anyway. When people be talking about the global warming, I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear none of that. Because listen, if God could keep this earth turning on its little axis for this amount of years, it ain't no greenhouse gases, no ice caps, no polar bears or koalas that's gonna stop this earth from turning.
Polar bears and koalas.
Ain't nothing gonna stop it. And that's the greatness of God. I mean, you think about it. You think about the amount of pollution that happened in this year, let alone all the previous years, but we still able to access fresh water. We're still able to access fresh food, fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, raise crops and cattle, and live a healthy life. With medicine being as dominant and as prominent and as advanced as it is today as it's ever been, with all these other ailments going on, all these other issues that everybody complaining about. You mean to tell me a God that can raise somebody from the dead can't keep greenhouse gases from melting ice caps? You mean to tell me a God that can walk on water, who can raise his son from the dead, who could send angels down here to destroy and come back? And we talking about politicians. We talking about headaches and illnesses. These are little bitty problems, bro. And he taking care of all this stuff simultaneously. And that's, to me, that's the goodness of God. So when we talking about giving back to God, first off, if I gave $1 million, it's nothing compared to the gift he done already given.
I mean, what's the story of the guy in the Bible who saw the apostles, healing and speaking in tongues and stuff, and he was like, I need this, give me this gift. He tried to give him some money. Bro, your heart in the wrong spot. You can't buy this gift.
Can't buy it. Because it's nothing. It's nothing tangible.
Yeah.
Like, and people always trying to buy stuff. Like, you can't buy your way into salvation. You can't buy your way into heaven. First off, the U.S. dollar ain't worth much outside of the U.S. anyway. Second of all, even if it is worth much, it's just a piece of paper. It's fiat cash. It's something man-made, man-created. We put the value behind it. But what if you take that same thing? What is money backed by? Just a quick question. Do you know? Gold.
That's it. Costco selling gold bars.
I don't want that. Gold.
I don't either. I was just giving a random statement.
So if gold is what the U.S. currency is backed by, right? God did what?
He created it.
Heaven has streets of what?
Gold.
All right. So you mean to tell me the man-made gold, or well, not man-made, the man-sourced gold that we mine here on the earth, and he got streets? It didn't say street of gold. Streets.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's just one thing that's described.
That's one thing, bro. How beautiful heaven must be. I mean, you talking about a person or a being, the Almighty, the I Am, somebody that's so strong and powerful that he could snap his fingers and flood the whole earth and drain it with a snap of a finger. That is wild. And we up here talking about blocking blessings because we want to steal 30 cents. We're talking about blocking blessings because I don't want to pay for some fish. Like, come on, man. And I feel like if we approach life in that light,
You appreciate so much
You
more.
appreciate everything. And I'm gonna be honest, like for those who don't know, well, anyway, I won't go that far. But I just say I speak on myself. I don't want to bring anybody else to. But when I broke my leg, I wanted nothing more to do than be able to walk. Nothing more. I didn't care about nothing else. I just wanted to walk, but I couldn't walk. And so the other day I was walking in the park. I was like, bro, I'm sore. I'm tired. I was like, bro, it was a time in your life where you would have killed to do this right here.
Yeah.
Why stop? Why complain? Why moan? Why grow? Why drag? Get up off your butt and go. Like and it's people out there that wish they could. Something simple as walking.
I meet them every day.
Something as simple as walking. And Jessica can speak to it more than I can. I mean, you talk about dealing with patients from kids to elderly people who can't do something that I can do anytime I want. And yet I complain about going to do it for exercise. But I guarantee they will pay any amount to swap places with me. Any amount. No matter how much they love themselves, love their life, and appreciate what God has given them.
They could just have that ability.
They can have that one ability to swap it. And so to me, I feel like, and I'm gonna be honest, like, and I don't want it to sound bad, but I feel like when I meet people who what's the word I'm looking for? Who don't take full advantage of the opportunity, or people who are just sorry. Like, I'm just like, bro,
lazy.
To me, I feel like you are,
or you don't use the gifts God gave you.
I feel like you're being arrogant. Like, how arrogant are you to procrastinate?
And the same goes for those who use their gifts and then give all credit to themselves.
For sure. For sure.
Like, how arrogant of you to not use their gifts, and how arrogant of you to use your gifts and not realize where they came from.
Or for you to sit around here and wait. Like, some people be having the intention on using their gift, but they sit here and procrastinate. To me, I feel like when you procrastinate, that's the most arrogant you can be. Like, God
so
gotta
assume
give
you got time.
Assume you like God gotta give you time. What are you procrastinating for? You blocking blessings. And you are literally telling God, man, I'm gonna be here. So what you gonna do? That's basically what you're saying.
Like,
so,
I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow ain't promised, though.
Tomorrow ain't promised. So you got to get everything out of today, what you can get today, which is why I say when it comes to something simple like waking up in the morning, go working out, it's like, well, waking
up is the first gift you get every morning.
And that's the first blessing you get. And sometimes I dread it.
Like,
I don't want to wake up in the
tomorrow.
morning.
Do you realize the statement you're saying?
Do you realize
I wish I had to wake up tomorrow. You could be dead. You could not wake up ever again.
Oh, come on now. Like, do you hear the death you speaking of yourself? Yeah. Like, don't do that. So to me, I feel like when we take time to really sit down and dwell in the thoughts of the world and how the world operates and how it's all organized, just think about, we think of the world as chaos, which it is because we got Satan in it, but it's organized chaos. We're talking about seasons, spring, summer, winter, fall, winter, that come every year at the same time. That's organization. I mean, when we think about in the midst of the chaos, there's an organization and order. Look at the ocean, you look at the tide when it come in and when you leave. We used to go fishing on the coast, man, I kid you not, and we will wait on the tide to come in. And when the tide came in, the fish came in, we'll wear them out. When the tide left, the fish was gone. But what was that based off of? The moon. Who put that there? God. It's so much organization to it, but we just think it's happenstance because we living in a universe and we can't see him. But when you see him in your heart, that's when you stop blocking your better blessings, because it could be right there in front of you. Like, I thought about it this morning. I woke up this morning at 4:00. I kid you not. It was raining cats and dogs. I went outside. It was raining cats and dogs. Went to the gym. Came out. It was raining cats and dogs. Went to work. It was raining cats and dogs. But this evening, whoa,
it was beautiful.
It was beautiful. Sun was out. Beautiful. I was like, I ain't gonna be able to walk the dog this evening. But hey, well, when I came back home, I was like, we can go anywhere. It's beautiful. See, that's the thing. You don't know what God got in store for you. I didn't know that. Granted, I probably should have known because I could have checked the weather. But even they don't know, right?
Yeah, they're just predicting.
They predict.
Like, their whole job is to predict.
Yeah. And so, like,
stuff.
Yeah. And so, like, when you look at the flip of the world, when you look at the organization of it, it's beautiful. I mean,
it's everything that's truly organized in the world is natural.
It's natural.
and it doesn't have any human implications put on it. Like everything that happens naturally is the proof that God exists, because we as humans could not give such organization, because the rest of the chaos is created through us.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever thought about it, that you've been breathing your whole life?
No one taught you how to breathe,
Nobody
but you
taught
do
you how
it.
to breathe, but you do it. You know, ain't nobody ever taught me how to blink, but I do it.
Natural.
It's natural, but that's the beauty in it, though. Something is. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like the human being is the easiest animal to kill on Earth. Humans are the easiest thing to kill on Earth. We go outside, we touch something, we start itching. That's natural. We walk too far, we start sweating, we get dehydrated, we could drop dead because we ain't got no water. Animal can walk hours and don't have nothing to drink.
And they be having fur on them.
They be outside day and night. We go outside for 10 minutes. Woo, I gotta get back in the house.
Need that AC.
Need that AC. You see what I'm saying? But yet, I feel like we out of all the animals on Earth, all the mammals on Earth, neglect the beauty thereof of nature and the creation of it. And that's, to me, that's the importance of like going outside, getting you some sun. Cause the sun come from the sun, baby. S-O-N come from the S-U-N come from the S-O-N. It's coming from them. It is. That's where the life is. But we don't see it though. We be in the house on the game. We be at the house on the TV. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I just feel like we got to stop blocking our blessings. First off, the first way to stop blocking your blessings is to recenter yourself. Best place to do that, my friend, this little book right here. That's the best place to recenter yourself. That's the book for me. The second best place to recenter yourself is going outside and sitting in your thoughts and prayer.
Take your shoes off and feel the ground.
Don't do that. I mean, you could, but
that's what they say. They say feel the earth.
Yeah. All right. Listen.
You'll get a blister.
Like I said, get them pricklies in your feet. You're gonna feel stupid. But I mean, sit in prayer, man, and really reflect on the blessing that you have. No matter how bad your life is, you are blessed in some kind of way. You know why? Because you're alive. So you're blessed in some kind of way. Then with that blessing, you figure out how you can use your blessing to bless somebody else, and or reveal the blessings thereof of somebody else to them. And I feel like that's the best way. I mean, that's your voice. If you don't feel like you got a voice, look at the blessings you're giving and then tell other people about them blessings. That's your voice. You know, I don't know who listens to this, but I'm talking about the blessings I received by realizing the blessings that I have. And by me doing that, I can bless others just by talking about my own blessings. And you may find a parallel between my blessings and your blessings. You know, or they could look totally different. But we all blessed to be here. And so you're blessed in some kind of way. But when you figure that out, you'll realize that you can't take no day for granted. You can't do stuff. You have to remain in integrity when you live in life, because you don't know what you could be blocking. Like it could be, it's a difference between having blessings and being abundantly blessed. I feel like when you when you have integrity, when you have good character, that's when your blessings become abundant and overflowing. And they just kept coming in. And you'd be like, dang, I'm getting blessings, I'm blessings. I'm stacking blessings. A lot of folks out here trying to stack this paper. They be trying to stack them blessings. Shirt, bro.
That's a bar right there.
Put me on a t-shirt. Put that on a t-shirt.
I literally just done that in my head.
You put that on a t-shirt? Y'all out here trying to stack blessings. You need to be you out here trying to stack money. You need to be stacking blessings. You know, because if you counted all your blessings, you wouldn't have time to count your money. I'm
say, count it all joy.
Count it all, baby. But anyway, you got anything else, Chuck? It was a good episode.
No. Only thing I got for the people is takeaway note. If you're trying to find a blessing, your blessing is that you still here.
Amen. Amen. Because God's got a blessing. Put your name on it. Put your name on it. Anyway, guys, man, thank y'all for tuning into the MamaHeDidIt podcast. Man, if this is your first time listening to the show, man, make sure you come back. We're going to run it back. We're going to do something more. We're going to have something for you to talk about every week if you want to sit in. Leave us something down in the comments. Man, thank y'all so much for tuning into the MamaHeDidIt podcast. I'm out this week. Jessica's out this week, but we're going to drop something for you, man. We love you. We thank you for tuning in. I've been your boy, Jay Lennox, and she's been
your girl, Jess.
And we'll see y'all on the next rendition of the MamaHeDidIt podcast. Kiss mama, uncle, cousin, them for me. Peace.